1 minute. 1 minute.
1 minute, everybody. Try to dial in, turn your phones on. Don't lose anything. I heard Gail say she lost her brain.
Who's up first? Oh, Gibson.
Gibson. Miss, he looks ready. His hair's all styled. Yeah.
Recording in progress.
Oh. Say hi.
Oh, so my audio is muted.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Xuanzang's Tower. Coming to you today live from Del Mar, California, home of Righteous Waves and Shredding the Gnar. Happy to see you all. We've got the boss right here, ready to hopefully finish up Gibson's text today, right?
Wow, don't count your text before they hatch.
We'll see how it goes, but we may be embarking on a new text today. So Gibson, you look ready?
Yes.
Okay. Phil, do you have anything to say?
I'm going to turn on my audio.
Yeah.
Hi, Gibson. You go ahead with your homework, and I'm excited. By the way, if you jump in the water, you could right here. I just went swimming, and if I swim a little farther, I could get to you guys.
Okay.
They might be in Arizona already.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not sure.
No,
By the
we're
way,
still
there's
in
the
Mexico.
ocean, okay?
Yeah. Wow.
The edge of the earth.
Okay. So you go ahead, Gibson.
All right. So let me share. Well,
We're the only people on the beach with suits on.
all right. Sorry, this is the new computer, so I need to restart again to share the text. Can you
All
wait for a
right.
minute?
I can
Sorry.
sing it. I'll sing a song while you're done.
Okay. Let me see.
Surfer girl, my little surfer girl, I have seen you by the shore, standing by the ocean's roar. Do you love me? Oh, yay!
Okay,
There's
I'm back. Let me
okay.
see. All right.
Homework.
So
By the way, the teacher doesn't have to answer homework questions.
yes. The homework is mainly about the biography that we last time our student translation. So here's a little bit about Muchu Dhammapadra's life question. So the first one, when did the author Muchu Dhammapadra write the commentary, and why did he call himself a lazy monk when he wrote the colorful?
Because he wasn't lazy. No.
Wasn't it like later in his life and he was doing Kempa Kyung?
Yeah, one is Kempa Kyung, but remember what Geshe say, the Newton ever say that he is standing on the other person's shoulder.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
yeah, when he read the commentary, he also have the reference from the Chokhala author and Yang Qianxie Ba Gendun Gyao. And he read the commentary at 23. Wow, so young. Yeah. Okay. So after Muju Dhammapada learned the alphabet from his uncle Prabhu, how did he continue to learn the alphabet in his own time?
While herding sheep.
Yeah, I hear sheep.
While herding sheep, you would write it on rocks and then write it on.
Yeah. Oh, so you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had a team class?
Yeah, we had a team.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
So whenever he met someone who could read, he could continue to learn the alphabet from Len. And when he tending the sheep, he would roll on the smooth stone. And even he had a blister on his finger many times, but he didn't pay a lot of attention. Yeah.
Good.
So after showtime, he persisting in practice and able to write the Wuchen and Wume.
Good. Okay, good.
So under what circumstance did Muchi Dhammapada become ordained, and what was his ordained name?
Mm.
Hint? We get a hint?
You don't know. You guys won't know, I don't think.
We did cover it.
Yeah,
Something
was-
to do Dharma.
He
he's
was
too good about.
14, wasn't he?
Yeah,
And
hear you.
Lobsang Sering,
Hope sounds scary.
That's
Yeah,
what Sering.
his
Yeah,
ordination name.
Yeah, Losang Sering is his ordination name.
Yes.
And because he's too good at the reading and writing, so somebody find out him. And a group of monks from Jashi Gyalpo persuades his parent that he must become a monk.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's Geshe Ken?
Mm.
Master of the letters.
Yeah, or a literate person who know how to read.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dole,
Smooth rock.
yes.
Flat stone for writing letters on when you're sheep herding.
Yeah. Bunam,
Relatives?
yeah.
Siblings?
Like
Siblings?
sibling, yeah.
Yeah.
Your
Sibling.
sister and brother.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Thank you.
Good. So how far did you go last time? I'm not sure.
Let me see. Maybe I can.
Here, I'll put it up here.
right.
So you got into his biography. Did you finish his biography?
No, not yet. We are just at the beginning.
Okay, let me do a few notes that I have just to make sure we cover them, okay?
Okay.
So yeah, just to review, he calls the book Subdan Tower Denje. What's a Denje? Gibson.
The eyes to lead.
A guide?
Yeah, it means a leader. Yeah, a guider. Let me get this accessibility thing. Hang on. Okay, good. Okay. What's Jowa?
To liberate the meaning.
Yeah, it means to make a commentary. What's the noun?
What's it now?
Chopper?
Jalpa.
Ndrel.
Jeba.
Yeah, commentary, Jalpa. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, he followed these two people, their commentaries. He calls himself Nyomle Ken. What's that mean?
Lazy master. Lazy
Yeah,
monk.
master of laziness. Sounds good. Here's something interesting. He calls himself his Sanskrit name, which became his habit later in his life. That's why we call him Dharmabhadra, right? And that was not his real name. And he had a Tibetan name, and he went by the Sanskrit translation of his Tibetan name. One of the very few Tibetans who did that. And here it's Dharmeshvara, which is a combination of Dharma and then
Ishvara.
Ishvara. Long eye. So this would mean Lord of the Dharma, Dharma Ishvara, Dharmeshvara, and that happens. When he got his Getsul name, it was Wang Chuk Che Sung. What's the Sanskrit?
Dharmeshvara.
Yeah,
Dharmabhadra.
Dharmabhadra. Yeah. So it means he wrote this commentary quite young. He took, according to his biography, he took full monk at 20, but he was 23 when he wrote this commentary. And he was still using his novice monk's name. And he's showing off that he knows Sanskrit. So he translated his name into Sanskrit. And he signs this book, Dharmeshwara. Okay. And what's near Sumba?
23.
Yeah, and then he says in the year of Kunga, which means the year of bliss. But each year in Tibetan has its own nickname. And Kunga is the nickname for Shingtak Lo,
Oh,
which what's it mean? Yeah, tiger,
innovation.
Wood tiger.
Tiger wood.
wood tiger.
Tiger
year.
Woods.
Tiger
Tiger
Woods.
Woods.
And if you use the Great Dictionary, you can look up these years, and it was 1794. Okay.
Nicknames in the Great
Uh,
Dictionary?
Yeah, the names, I got this from the Great Dictionary. Yeah. So if you look up Shingtak in the Great Dictionary, it'll give you if you look up Kunga, which means Ananda, you will see that it's a nickname for it's actually Ngun means, you could say it like an ancient Sanskrit or something, nickname for the wood tiger year. Okay.
Mm.
So it's nailing down what year he wrote it. He did write it at quite young. What's enne? They would say, some people would say enne. What's enne? Wenne?
Hermitage. Retreat.
Yeah, it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's like Diamond Mountain, empty place. Wenne, like Bowie, Arizona. Okay, and then it was a Rita. What's a Rita? Yeah,
Hermitage.
yeah, and that hermitage was named Quicksilver.
Which,
And he, as we're going to read in his biography, which I'd like to read today, the whole thing, if we have time, he spent a lot of his life there. So he became named Muchu, which means Quicksilver. So the Quicksilver is, when we say Quicksilver Lama or Lama Quicksilver, meaning Mercury, that's a name of a hermitage in the mountains. Okay. What's Sukchi?
handwriting.
It means a handwritten manuscript. So he said, we didn't carve it, but the paper copy was ready by the time I was 23. And then later they carved. Dzogpa Chipa means I finished writing the paper version. And then this is badly misspelled, and it should be Jayantu. Jayantu. Here's the definition of Jayantu from the Great Dictionary. What's Gyalwar Gyurchik?
May everybody be
May
It means a
Maybe
Gewa
voice.
Gyalwar Gyurchik. Gewa,
super happy victory.
Gewa, not Dewa.
Oh,
virtue.
Yeah,
Virtue.
make good deeds conquer the world, something like that. Okay, so Jayantu is a common way to. And here's the evidence that the Sanskrit J used to be Zayantu. The Tibetans have a J, they did not use the J. They used the Z. So like Raja means king. And so when you see a J nowadays in Sanskrit, it used to be Z. Okay, so Zayantu means Jayantu. What do they say nowadays? And like you get a Hindu politician up there, like what's his name? Modi, yeah. And people say Jai Modi, Jai Modi. It means a victory to Modi or something like that. Okay, okay, that's all my notes. Yeah. Okay, we covered that. So just an interesting thing, Sudharma could be translated as Chosang. You see what I mean? So, and you could translate it as Dharmabhadra. you could translate the SU as Badra, which means good. Okay, so it's all ties together. Okay, let's see if we got anything else here. Oh, he says something about Takar here somewhere.
Right there, third line from Robin.
Third line from the bottom. Oh, so he says I wrote this in the month of Takar. And the months of the year have nicknames also in Tibetan. So Takar, Kar means here means star, the star of Ta. And I looked it up for you, and it's a so the Asians and the Greeks and the Persians, they all see the constellations differently. You know, so what we think is a Big Dipper, they might see a horse and a bear or something. So Takar is a constellation, which is a woman on horseback. And the month of Takar is, Das says October, but it's the 9th Mongolian month, Horndag Gupa. And in the Vinaya system, it's the 8th month from the 16th, which is the full moon, the day after the full moon, up to the 15th of the next month. So it doesn't really, you could say that the 9th month, you could translate it as 9th month, but it doesn't exactly mean September. Okay. Okay. I calculate it would be November, December. But so if I was going to translate, I would say the 9th month, you know. I have a note here that I would, whenever I translate a commentary, by the way, we have a train near here. I'm sorry. Maybe you can hear it. Yeah, Ben, the cheaper rooms are towards the train. So
Ezra loves that train.
I always, when I translate a text that's split up by commentary, I like to recombine the whole text at the end, just in case someone wants to recite it. For example, Tsongkhapa's praise of dependent origination. So in your finished book, I would add the whole verses here put together. Okay, so I propose that we do that. And now I got 2 biographies of Quicksilver, and they're both short. I like the first one better. I think it's a better biography. But I put them both here in case you want. Okay. By the way, this first note, which is from a pretty good catalog of Buddhist books, it says Muchu Dharma Bhadra is defined as the Tibetan says he's the same guy as Muchu Lama Chösang. So his name is Sudharma or Dharma Bhadra. And Su means good. What's the Indo-European? Esu, E-S-U. And then Greek, the S drops out.
So you and euphoria.
Yeah, you get euphemism or euphoria or eurythmics. Okay, and it means good. In the Sanskrit, the Indo-European ASU, the E drops out and it becomes Su, like Sudharma, or his name is Sudharma, means good Dharma. Okay, so it says here his other name is Chösang, Sudharma. Okay, good. So how far did you get in his biography? Did you read his biography?
Just a little bit.
If you want to, we can read the whole thing together now.
Yeah, I think we read the whole.
Okay, and then you can write. What I do is I read a good biography, and then I put the sexy parts in the introduction to the book. But this is a good, short biography, and we have in our database, we have some very long biographies, which would be several hundred pages in English, and I don't think it's worth your time. It's more important for us to get on to Chang. So, but this is just 2 pages or something. I think we can possible we can knock it out today. I'm not sure. So please, I'd like Gibson to read the first sentence up to the comma. And by the way, I did not clean up the Tibetan. It's all messy. You know, I didn't remove all the random carriage returns and stuff.
Right.
Okay. So can you please read, Gibson, and then you can start choosing other people.
Okay. Nguchunama chusangni, rajun jusunbe chupo drukilo. Dawa gube tegu nimbar sang yeru rui charong. Tu kumo yu tu yap jasi bao jong tang.
Keep going.
Yunka drobel kini ki sedu chun. Yute
Nice.
ike. Okay.
Whoa, slow down, slow down. You're too fast. By the way, it was nice to see you in Mexico City. I guess you got kidnapped or something. I'll see you in a while. Rapchung Chuksumba. What's a Rapchung?
Ratun chuwa. Renang. Go to live the home life.
Yeah, but in calendar terms, it means 60-year cycle.
Oh, that's
Oh.
Okay. So it has a different meaning in calendars.
Ah.
Okay. So it means a 60-year cycle. And this is the 13th 60-year cycle. So they started counting 60-year cycles 60 times 13 times, you know, like 800 years ago. So we're now in the 14th 60-year cycle. 60-year cycle comes from 12 animals and 5 elements. And then you make combinations. So he was born in the water group.
Thunder.
Long.
dragon.
Along or dragon.
Yeah, he was born in the water dragon year. And then the first water, the waters, the elements repeat every year. So you get 2 water years and then you get 2 earth years. And
Right.
so the first water year is called male and the second water year is called female. So he was born in the male water year of the dragon, which nails it down to 1772, which is a nice year for the Americans because we got our independence in 1776. Probably we were fighting around Princeton in 1772.
Wow. Ask a quick question.
Yeah.
So Loop and Droop are distinguished from each other. Like, so it's like this more like the flying dragon as opposed to Nagas, like Loop.
Yeah, exactly. Nagas, Alu, which is KLU, refers to Naga, which is, I would translate as a water dragon.
Water dragon.
And then this is a normal dragon,
Okay.
like a sky
Like an
dragon.
air dragon.
Yeah. Okay. Then he was born in the Tawagupa
September.
in the 9th month. Yeah, which is really September. Okay, it could be. You should translate as 9th month because the Western years are messed up from the Christians and the Romans and the Greeks. And he was born on Segu.
The 9th day.
Yeah, and then there's a place name. Like Rong means valley. Ye means the right side of the valley. De means the upper valley. Kyukmo means crooked. And don't even try to translate these place names. It's like trying to translate Rimrock or something. So you know, the place where he was born is called Yeru Charung Kyukmo. Okay, you don't need to translate it. Okay. Yul means country, but it also means locality, like the area called Sangyeru Charong Tokyo. Okay. And his Yap's name was?
His father's name was Jashi Belcho.
Good. And his Yum's name was?
His mother's name was Kondro Belki.
Yeah, and Kondro means Dakini, right? Which is kind of cool. And I wouldn't try to translate their names. You could, but it's kind of messy. He was born as their Se.
As their son.
Good. Okay, who's gonna read from you there, Gibson?
Roxana.
Ooh, she did a good job in Mexico City.
Yulterige she Ken Kun Patang,
Keep going.
Kinki, Nzowar Kawe, Wanki, Bung
Keep going.
Lochu, Chikbe, Tokta, Soku, Shang Gempo, Hlapu Shepa, Chikyopa Tei, Dune, Kaka, Jongwei U, Utsuk.
Nice. Stop there. Nice pronunciation. In that, okay, Gibson, in that Yule, Yiki Shaken was combo.
In that area, the person who know how to read is very rare.
Yeah, good. Okay, good. And Kimgi Torokawa.
And their family livelihood is very difficult.
Yeah, good. Therefore, at the age of Chuchik,
At the age of 11,
yeah, and Gung means winter. So, and Lo means year. So Gunglo is honorific for the year, meaning he was 11 years old. But we would say in English, even you say he had seen 11 winters, something like that. So at the age of 11, Togdasa Kushen Gamble Habushipachi Yapade. So he had a uncle, Kushang, okay? Dasa means that at that point in his life, he had an uncle named Sabu, just the uncle's personal name. Chikya, but De Dune, at his feet, he started practicing kaka.
alphabet.
Yeah, we say ABCs, they say AB. Kaka. Okay. Zhongwei. U means here what?
Head.
Yeah, what's utsuk? Utsuk means to start,
Oh, yeah.
to stick your head in. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So he started practicing ABCs from miscellaneous uncle. All right. All right. Who's going to read the next part, Gibson? And Gibson, you please correct their pronunciation. I mean, Roxana is
Oh.
perfect. Maybe the next person not.
Bertha. Bertha.
Thank you.
Bertha.
Thank you. From
They name-
Sudene. Oh, Te. Oh, right. I'm sorry. Dene mu to the Yige Shikan Sudan.
She
She.
can.
Oh, Shekan Sudan. Tukyan Suksere. Yongshin
Chungse.
Chingse Ralu.
Keep going.
Oh, Siwo Cheshore. Dele Nyo Jamdang. Seshikne Nyom. Soglatsu Moyige Trine.
Nice.
Gine.
Okay. Thank you. By the way, I met Bertha and we had a nice dinner together in Mexico City. And she told me, Gibson, that she loves translating these classes into Spanish and she'll do it forever. And her father's gonna be 100 years old this year. She's taking care of her father and she promised to live much longer. Okay. Mutu means do you know Mutu, anybody? Mutu means
No.
continually,
Mm.
to keep doing continually. Like he didn't stop with his random uncle. He found other people. Okay, so Mutu means he went on doing it. Any Yike Sheken that he took,
Any person who know how to read, he met.
yeah, anytime he met someone who could read and write, he would jong from that person chungse.
He learned from that person even just a little bit.
Yeah, that's actually one of the ways I learned Tibetan. I used to take the Tibetan newspaper into restaurants and read out loud, and people sitting next to me would wince and correct me. And it's a nice way to learn. Then, as you guys figured out already, he became a Ziwo of Raz and Lux. Yeah, he became a goat and a sheep herder. By the way, shor means shor la, which means what? By the way, this should say wow. It means by the way, incidentally. Okay, so while doing sheep herding, he would find, as you mentioned, dolep, like slate. It's a flat stone. Ngu means on the surface of that. Jam, I guess, on the softer stones.
Smooth.
It could be, but I don't think so. But and even on the, why does it say ngu here?
Face.
Yeah, the face. Whenever he saw a piece of earth, bare earth that was kind of flat,
Yeah.
he would take the chance to practice his letters with his fingers. And as you mentioned in your homework, many times his fingers, dul means opened up, open sore, broke out from on his fingers. What's chiminyamba mean?
Even though,
Chiminyamba means he didn't worry about it.
uh,
Chiminyamba means he didn't think anything about it. He's like, oh, my finger's bleeding. Okay, let's keep going. You know, and Gyun Kyung means he continued to do that. Kyung means to continue to do something. Okay. And before very Yun,
before very
before
long,
very long, as you mentioned in your homework, he was able to write both the script and the block print of Tibetan, the handwriting. We saw the handwriting in Xiaoping's text from Dunhuang. Yeah.
We were discussing in Gibson's team class, how would we translate Chung and Uma in English?
I would say block print and script or something like that. Yeah. Okay. By the way, there's many scripts. There's many ways to write it. And to make it simple for my reader, I would say script and block print. Yeah. Okay. Who's going to read next, Gibson? Kimna.
okay, let me see. Lindsay.
Um,
Can you help me with the first word?
Kim.
Yeah.
Kim.
Kimna.
Okay. Kimna, Jojo,
Jojo.
Pa, Grin,
Wangya.
Wangyal, Minpa, De, Min, Puna.
Okay, Lindsay, we're going to skip past this note that I made and start here. Lona.
Lona, Ha, Wei, Kong Ni, Yabyum, Gi, Rizu, Tang, Ra,
Issue.
Sishu.
Rishu. Wait, what is it?
Issue.
Sishu. Okay, Sishu, Tong, Ra, Luke, Sowa, Soko, Chapa, Zig, Yud, Mei, Pei.
Yeah, okay. One more line. Yun.
Yun, Rig, Por, Kim, Du, Ne, Ge, Jung,
One more.
Hong, Kyang, Yi, Ge, Dri, Klog, La, Tokpa, Med, Par, Gear.
Nice. Whoa, it must be all that work you're doing to save the mixed nuts with the Goodnight Book Club, and we are very grateful. Okay. Yeah. Kim, what's Kim, you guys? Gibson.
Family.
Home.
Yeah, and I didn't know the word JoJo. I looked it up. It means older brother. Okay. So in his family, there was an older brother whose name was Dadin Wangyal. Yeah. By the way, that's the high Riva, which is a tantric deity, diamond weight deity. And when Jojo wasn't around, remember, okay? When there weren't, sometimes his older brother was out of town, and the other siblings who were not Jojo, okay? Lona is an ancient word for age, okay? And Tawa is an ancient word that means thin or dribbly. And Lona Tawa means too young. So when his older brother was away and all his other brothers were too young, he wanted to sishu his yabyum.
His parents.
Yeah, sishu means to pay respect. He wanted to honor his parents. So he agreed to Raluk Toa.
To maintain the livelihood,
Good.
like
Yeah.
herding the sheep.
Yeah. He agreed to watch the family flocks. And Kochupa we had, I bet Word knows it.
No.
It means,
To begin?
it means to stand in for something, right? Like if you don't have a pen, you can use a piece of charcoal or something. We'll go chupa. Substitute for, yeah. So he would stand in for his older brother and the other brothers were too young. And there was nobody else to do that. So there's a mistake in the text. It should say Mepe. Because there was nobody else to watch the herds, he agreed to do it in order to honor his parents. Okay. Therefore, it happened that for a long time, Ne Ge Chung in the Kim.
He had to stay in the house.
Yeah, Nick says he had to stay at home.
Yeah.
He couldn't go to the monastery or anything like that. Okay. But nonetheless, his ability to Yike Chi and Yike Lok was Asanga.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, totally unstoppable. Okay. He became very good at reading and writing, even though he got stuck with all this work at home. Okay. Okay, Gibson, who's gonna read next?
Member Geshe.
By the way, it's a little bit gonna take you 1 or 2 classes to read this little biography, but I think it's a good experience for you to read something which is not spiritual. This is biographical, and the language is different. The vocabulary is different. Okay, Gelsey.
Hong Kong, Lotus sum shepana, Trashi ge pelgi. What's that one? With the wasser.
Ah,
Yeah, the wasser is silent.
So Ra, Sun Mangpo, Yabyum na Kong Rapa, Che
Rapa.
Gu Parku, pardon?
Japa.
Drapa, Che Gu Parku War, Ten Kung no Chu Shipa, Shingmo, Jugi Loi, Dawatang Por. How far do I go?
One more line.
Yaptang Manchik Tu Trashi Gepel La Pep.
Stop.
Lapep.
Nice. Nice. Very good. Your reading is getting dangerous.
I wish I
Wait.
knew what it meant.
No, that's another thing. When he got to Lo Chu Sum, Gibson.
When he got to the age of 13.
Nice. There was a nearby monastery called Tashi Gepel. And if you are Mongolian, you will pronounce this as Rashi Gempo.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay. And this is where the name of that New Jersey temple comes from. It's a small monastery out near Luchu. So the monks from Tashi Gepel, which is Rashi Gempo, many of them went to the Yabyum
into his parents.
and they said, "Ko traba chego."
He needs
He
to be
should
a
be a
monk.
monk.
Yeah, he should be a monk. He should become a monk. Okay. What's kulwa mean?
Asked.
To urge.
Urged.
Yeah, exactly. And this 10 means due to that. Okay. Due to them talking to the parents at the age of Chushi,
The age of 14.
which, by the way, when you see the po or mo, block it in your mind. Just say Shingdru.
Wooden snake.
The wooden snake. And then it happened to be the female, which nails it down to the second wood year in a row. Yeah. But the snake nails it down anyway. So it's kind of weird, but okay. Anyway, in the wood, I would say in the female wood snake year, which happens to be 1785. By the way, there's a list of these years linked to their Tibetan names in the Great Dictionary, and I use it all the time. I use it, many times in a biography like this. Okay, and then it happened to be which month?
The first month.
Yeah, he went to Tashi Gepel, Yap Dang Tenchik.
With his father.
Yeah, good. And they went to the monastery. Okay. Who's going to read next, Gibson?
Oscar.
Lopun Lobsang Yelsen La Chapupulte Chapache
Keep going.
Ming Lobsang Sering Tak
Keep going.
Ninder Kungur Miki Kiel Senlek Parshe Nekung Sok Supep Kongi Gegen
Yeah, keep going.
Kongi Gegen Ku Yanmi Cheyang
Keep going.
Sultrim Sangwatang
Keep going.
Tukyu Changla Pensem Dempa Shikin.
Stop. Okay, good. Nice. Nice to see you in Mexico City, Oscar.
Nice to see you, Geshe.
Lopen. This is an interesting word. I think you can get it. What's a drop put?
His hair.
Yeah, but what's put?
To cut.
No, put
No,
means
it's stuck out.
offering.
Like
Put means the offering of the first part. Like if you publish a new book, you give the put to your teacher. You give the first book to your teacher. So it means what do you call it? It means the
First.
book to come off the
Tough.
press.
First edition.
Well, the whole edition is called first edition,
right,
but,
this is
but
the first book.
the very first book to come off the press, you grab it and you offer it to your teacher. That's called put. It means the first part. There's a word in English.
Really?
Anyway, so he offered the first part of his hair. They shaved his hair, and he took the first piece to fall down, and he offered it to his teacher, meaning he took ordination. He took ordination. And his lopan, meaning his vow master. Here it doesn't mean what?
When he shaved his head.
Teacher.
Lopan here doesn't mean scholar, and it doesn't mean bookmaster. It means vow master. Okay, so his vow master, which is very important, it's always recorded for great lamas, is Losang Gyaltsen. Okay, it's not the one you might think. Okay, because he lived earlier. Okay, so he offered his first hair, and he drabache.
Become a monk.
Yeah,
Made him a
became a
monk.
monk. And that's the colloquial nowadays. Trabache, you say trabache. It emphasizes not that he's a Gelong or a Getsul. It emphasizes that he took up residence in a Chatsang. Yeah, in a fence. Yeah, okay. And Dak here is a good use of the word ndok, which we use a lot in Madhyamika for that things exist in name only. but here's a colloquial use of it. They docked the Losang Sering on him.
Gave him the name.
Yeah, they put the name Losang Sering on his, which means pure mind, long life, or something. Okay. On that day, She means he accepted or he undertook the great Gyeonsen.
Victory banner.
Victory banner.
Victory banner, the flapping victory cloth banner of Murmik.
The yellow duck.
Saffron. They're comparing the robes of a Buddhist monk to the flag that a great army uses at the front of the army. That's so beautiful. Yeah, he marched forth with the victory flag of the golden, and it means he put on his robes. It's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful idiom. Yeah. She means he agreed to, I mean he agreed to. And then he entered his first assembly in his robes, because lay people are not allowed in the monastic assemblies. So, and by the way, those assemblies are 1,000 monks, 2,000 monks. And it's pretty awesome the first time you walk in there with your robes on, because you feel like you're part of a whole city or something. So he walked into his first soul with his robes on, and it happened to be the noontime soul, which is good because he'll get some breakfast. Okay. Now there's an interesting comment about his Gegen, which means his day-to-day teacher. Okay, Gergen, right? Gen, what you call Gen, right? Kong means his, and it's kind of colloquial. His Gergen did not have great yunten. He wasn't a great Geshe or anything. Okay, it's interesting that they would make this comment, but his sutram was Tsang.
His morality is pure.
It was super clean. Yeah. Tugyu Chang. What's Tugyu Chang, you guys?
The stream of his mind.
Changbo.
Changbo.
Straight.
Very straight. What's that mean? He was a very honest person. He was a straight dude.
Straight shooter.
Yeah. And that's a big compliment. He was an honorable person. He wasn't a great scholar, but he was honorable and he kept his vows. Sometimes it's the opposite. Okay, Changra. And he really had pensem towards his student.
He had a mind toward helping.
Yeah, he was really intent on helping his student. Okay, which is another great quality. Okay. Okay, who's gonna read from Dan Gibson?
How about Nick?
Nick's right here, by the way. Here we go. He's down the beach from me.
Little bit. Tene Kim Se Utse Sherabdun to Choge Kornam Lekparsen.
Keep going because it's so short.
Okay. Gung Lo Chu Sumbe Lo Tai Dawa Shipe Tse Chongai Chidror Kecheng Nawang Dorje Chungdu Genyan Tangetsu Ki Dompa Rimchen Tu Lang.
Good. Keep going because it's ties in there.
Sungja Tada Tsu Shin Sung.
Nice. Stop there. Yay. Then his neighboring monk, the monk in the next room or something. Okay. Say means a neighbor. Was an unze.
The chant master.
Yeah, he was a chant master. And sometimes those guys lose their last name. They just say Rob the chanting master. Then his last name is lost to history. So chanting master Shiram, okay. He listened Sen very well about Choga.
The rituals.
Yeah, he was a ritual master. And you see these kind of monks in the monastery, they can a lot of times the chanting master is not a geshe. He's just good at memorizing the chants, and he may not even understand what they mean. But his voice is beautiful, and his memory is very good, and they will become a chanting master, even if they're not a geshe. Okay. In fact, sometimes usually the person who becomes a chanting master or a chanting master in training doesn't have time to go to debate classes and stuff. So what the implication is, he was not studying scripture with this person. He was studying the rituals and how to chant them. Okay. When he was Gungno Chuksum Gibson.
13 years old.
Yeah, in the fourth dawa.
Fourth month.
In the Seichongna.
Sejong 18th day.
On the 15th, which is the full
Oh,
moon, which is
15.
a lucky day to become a monk. In the evening, Chidro, which is kind of bad luck, because then he can't have lunch, dinner. Yeah. He met the great master Ngawang Dorje and Chungdu. What's Chungdu mean? At his
feet, right in front of him.
Good. He took Genyen and he took Getso one after the other in the same ceremony.
Wow. Novice and what
do you call it?
Fully ordained.
lifetime lay vows and
Yeah. He took lifetime lay vows, and then 5 minutes later he took his novice monk's vows. I took my novice vows and my full monk's vows in the same day.
Oh wow.
Yeah. My teacher said, just you've been waiting 8 years.
Right.
But you have to be a novice to take the full monk's vows. So they did them both in the same day, so it does happen. Getsuki Domba. Rimchen means in the same day, one after the other, he took them. Okay. And there's a comment on how well he kept them. Sushin.
Perfectly.
Yeah, he kept them properly. In the case of a biography of a great monk, they will say ordained on the 12th of September and forever after kept his vows. Okay. All right, who's going to read next? Gibson. We're doing okay. We got about 8 minutes. And then you're leading a conversation on how we can use this in our real life.
Okay. Ben Kramer.
Uh-oh. Kramer. Nice to see you, Kramer.
Thanks, boss. You too. Gungno chu Drupa made loy Tungkar Gegen Gi Hong Lao Cha Pak Che Ma
Nice.
Nyat To Chamba Jake Chonga
Good.
Sa Kul Temple
Good.
Zeche Ne Sun Den Chung Chi Che Nang Ne Gerdu De Chuk.
Stop there.
There. Sure.
Oh, go ahead. One more line. Yeah. Cup there.
Oh. Kapter Kuche Shindu Shemu.
Okay, good. This is a funny, I like this biography because a lot of times the biographies are very flowery and they don't tell you anything about the person. This one is good stuff. When he was Chudu Gibson.
When he was 16.
Yeah, in the fire sheep. By the way, here they did not tell you male or female. Okay. And by the way, you might notice sometimes the years are off by one. And that's because Tibetans count the time in the womb.
Right.
So conception is the day of conception, 9 months before what we say is your birthday. They will start counting years. So sometimes you get messed up. In the Tunka, into autumn, okay, in the autumn of that year, this is really cute. His Gergen,
his teacher.
Yeah, his private house teacher, like his babysitter teacher. Hongla means to him, meaning to Muchu Dharmapadra. He gave him some cha.
A bag of tea?
Cha bak means a brick of tea. And in Tibet, tea is carried in bricks. He gave him only che.
a half.
Yeah, he broke a tea brick in half and said, here's half a brick of tea, which is gonna last you a couple weeks, okay? Then he gave him margnac do. Margnac is about a pound of butter, which is not much in, he gave him a quarter of half a pound. Okay.
Mhm.
And butter is it's a very important day-to-day necessity in Tibet to make your tea, because they live off the tea. He gave him a little piece of butter. Then he gave him 15 handfuls of tsamba.
Right. Oh,
Flour. Or
Yeah, barley flour. That's enough. The butter and the barley flour is enough, and the tea is enough to make tsamba for a couple of weeks. Okay, gave him a couple of weeks supply. Gave him a little bit. Tembu means a little bit of sabu, meaning
salt.
Salt powder, natural salt powder from salt lakes in Tibet. That's how they got salt. They didn't have salt mines, and they didn't have an ocean, so they got it from the
Like beds.
salt beds. Yeah, and then he gave him a couple, like one cup, one little frying pan, and a cup. 3 little eating utensils, pots and pans, and a little den.
I'll see.
A small stool.
Yeah, little woolen rag to sit on. Okay, nangne. And then he said, "You can de ger."
You can stay here.
Ger
no,
means
stay.
private. Ger means on
Private.
your own. It can mean ger. Ger can mean privately, like the great teacher's private residence is called Kuger Yiksang, like that. Okay, so chuk means he forced him. So he said, "Good luck, honey. See you later. Go find a place to stay. Here's some little food, and good luck in being a monk for the rest of your life." His teacher basically said, "You're on your own now." I've never seen that described so eloquently. You're on your own now. Okay. And then Kapder means at that point in his life, Kuche, everything for his dress, his robes, and his personal possessions. Shin to shen. Shen means poor. Okay. Yeah. Shortage. So permanent shortage. Everything. His food, his house, his clothes. Super bad. Okay. Super bad. Okay, he's gonna read Gibson. Sopa.
Wordsmith.
Okay.
Where should I read to again? To 10?
I would keep going. I'll stop you when you reach a good place.
Okay. Tsokwana Gechong Rene Nang Pecha Luwasok Tsene Rangi Tsoa Hachang Nyen Nyun Konar Ten Gunglo Chopge Par Chempo Tadrin Wangyel Gunglo Nishui Toku Shekpar Ten.
One more line.
Okay. Ram Kim Du Yabyum La Sem Soy Chedu Pepte Ngomun Soktun.
Nice reading, of course. So ge means to split. But in the monastery, it means your share of the money that the sponsor of a prayer offers. You're split. Okay. So whenever he got, his cut, whenever he got a little gay in the sok,
He got his cut in the monastic group gathering.
yeah, then the sponsor will say, "Here's $100 and I'll sponsor breakfast," and then they'll split up the leftover money. Chung means he got his little tiny share. Every time he got his little share, he would use it to lua pecha.
To buy his textbooks.
By scripture.
This is a polite word. We do not say buy a scripture because it's illegal morally to sell scriptures. So Lua means to ransom.
Oh.
And it's a polite word for buying a book in the monastery. That they'll say ransom the book. You're not allowed to say buy, but it is. Okay. So every time he got a little money, he wouldn't buy food or get better robes. He would run off and buy a book with it. There's guys like that in the monastery. They're very beautiful. They got lots of books and their robes are falling off. Yeah, so insane, eh? Ngen means lousy. And if you want to learn a nice word when you're speaking Tibetan, you can say Ngen means really crappy. It means crappy, Ben. It's perfect word, crappy. His soa, what's that mean with an apostrophe?
It's livelihood.
Livelihood.
He took care of
Yeah,
himself.
it's daily finances, okay, were crappy. And this pen means, with the S, means that's all he had to rely on. Okay. And on top of that, when he was Chopge,
18 years old.
yeah, his Chembo, his older brother. Yes, so Chembo means older brother, same as Jojo. Okay. His older brother, Tadun Wangyao, at the age of Nishu,
20,
Hu Shek,
passed away.
he's passed away. Yeah, he died. His older brother died at 20. That you often see that with high lamas, great lamas. Oftentimes they have a death in their family when they're at a very impressionable age, and then they become great spiritual leaders. Oftentimes you see parents or mom or older brother dying in their teenage years, and then they become great. They get renunciation and they become great teachers. Last sentence here, word Ram Kyundu.
His own household.
Yeah, he went home to his home, of course, to soa the sam of his yub and his yum.
To console his parent.
Yeah, to comfort his parents. Okay. And they used a high honorific word for mother and father, meaning this is a biography of a high lama. So we don't say his mom and dad. We say his holy father and his holy mother. Chedu, to
in order to?
Yeah, in order to comfort them,
Support them.
Pep to the Kim.
He gave it to the house.
He went home.
Back to the home.
He left the monastery for a short time and went home in order to the dun the munlams.
To share, to
To
split.
chant the prayers.
Yeah, he went home to do the death prayers for his brother. And woman means to dedicate all the good deeds his brother had ever done up to that time. You see what I mean?
No one.
That means he did his death prayers. Yeah, in order to comfort his parents. Okay, we're gonna stop there, Uncle Gibson. We'll pick up there. And now we definitely know we're gonna reach your new book next class. So don't go swimming or anything. Try
Can you send us the text?
Which text?
The one we're about to.
Oh yeah, I will. In the next few days, I'll prepare that. Well, that it takes a lot of preparation, so it might take me a week or two to send you the new book you're about to start. Okay, and we are going to read the Chang Lekshen Yingbo Jetson Kappa's extraordinary introduction to the idea of how do you know when to believe what the Buddha said, and how do you know when to not believe what the Buddha said, or your teacher. Okay, all right, very delicate subject. Okay, I'm gonna go to my throne room, and Gibson's gonna lead a discussion for 15 minutes, and then we'll have Mr. Juan Hasso. Okay, go. I'll leave you.
Okay, thank you.
Take it away, Gibson.
All right.
Should I turn on the audio?
No, I don't want it.
Okay.
It's a mistake.
Okay, so everyone, do you have any idea about today's biography? It looks like, yeah, Rob Haggerty.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi. Also by the ocean. It's funny. I always, when I look at these stories and the framework of them, I always I try to see how does that reflect on me, or I always kind of insert me into the story and how that reflects on my own life. And so with Master and Ultra Dharmabhadra taking care of the sheep, right? He was a herder?
Sheep herder, yeah.
For his parents. I think of the seed of that, you know, of doing that. And then, as many of us know, we rely on Master Nulcha Dharmabhadra in our Diamond Way teachings pretty heavily. And so it seems like as a result of like this kind of seeing his parents in a special way, and I think serving them, we see, obviously I'm cheating forward, but how it's impacted his life and how the monks come and beg him to come to the monastery. And then even right now, as his brother dies, doing the same thing, and how the seed, like he obviously thought that was equally important, right? To serve really the people around you at the end of the day, like our family, our brothers and sisters. And I've come to a place in my life where I realize the karma of like just helping like literally all the time. And I think I'm getting old enough where I'm starting to see my life kind of like flip over more, and it's sort of just becoming more extraordinary. So it's fun. We had like this movie playing that we get to pretend is us, and you know, kind of is us in a way. So that's what that was my 2 cents, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's always very interesting to see how Mutu Dhammapadra to set his priority, because we all struggle in our priority level. Should we focus on our own life, or should we focus on our spiritual life? But since he could balance it very well, and he didn't struggle a lot when the thing comes, like his father passed away, or he need to take care his family, but he always can find the time to do so, and not always thinking about, oh, I should wait for when I have time and start to learn the Tibetan, or when I have time to do what. But yeah, I think this is very good example for us to follow.
Yeah, there's like a clue into his parents, for those of us who've like, you know, studied further, that how important our parents come in sort of like the Diamond Way teachings. And so in a way we see he's already setting that precedent early on, you know. I don't think it's the same. I don't think there's like, should I do this or should I do that? They're like linked completely together. Yeah. Seems like
he can,
I don't know.
He can see the result of the seed planting, so he can do it effortlessly.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Does anyone want to share your idea? And I also find that when he described his own private teacher, he say although he didn't have a good quality in his knowledge, but he's very honesty, and he always want to help another. And I think this is also a way of praising his Lama, his teacher, and to see their the good side. Yeah. Anyone?
Hold on.
老师好，我有个问题想要问一下。
I had similar reflections of Rob. Can you guys hear me?
期间的讲义当中，如果那个，
如果你们要听 me. Sorry. I had the same kind of reflection as Rob, that you know, as I've kind of embraced being a family person, I've had to make such a huge amount of my own practice just helping others all the time in a different way, that almost feels like somehow I almost feel guilty about it sometimes, like it's not my spiritual practice, and but it's actually, if I reflect on it and I have a tiny bit of wisdom, maybe I realize it's a higher or a very high practice, but I forget, so I'm always happy when I hear stories like this where, it reminds you like the certain things that you think you want to do. And then often whatever, form the teacher is manifesting to you in will take away your ability to do the exact thing you want to do. And then you do something else that maybe is what you need to help you progress as an individual. And it's maybe a little bit harder, but in my case, I've always kind of been lucky enough to find the things that keep me sane enough to do it and serve, make good
And
seeds.
it made me think of Rob Haggerty's story. That can Rob share with your story that I remember that you are in the system for a long time, and you went back to Seattle and take care of your mom, I guess. And what is your thought that time that because maybe you are in a similar situation that Dharma Batra have, that when you are in time and taking the value to your parent, and can you share about this situation?
I think the most interesting thing that's happened from taking care of my mom is to be honest, I think it from literally just surrendering to serving my mom,
how long does it take does it last for you to?
That was 8 years.
years.
I mean,
wow.
When I came into this life, I think with a lot of really good karma, and I met Geshe pretty quick, and then was with them pretty quickly also. And then just serving my mom for about 8 years. I would fly up and down whenever I had chance, but God, it's literally everything. Her and my nephew, I think, have become like the most important thing one of the most important things I've done in my whole life outside of meeting Geshe Michael. And it just sort of forced my life it was completely unexpected. I didn't think I would get a call one day to go work for Geshe Michael. It just wasn't I just figured I would be in Seattle and that's it. So a complete unexpected thing happened that I did not expect at all. And what's cool, I think, is that you just sort of have this upward spiral effect. If you just every day keep doing that over and over, Rebecca was like, I'm going to out her, but she called me and she's like, how did you get the job? Did you email him? Did you send your resume? Were you bugging him? What? And I said, none of the above. I said, you're not going to like my answer. I was like, I get up, I meditate, I do yoga, I do my book, I work, I serve my mom. And then whenever a class is on, and I honestly, mixed nuts became a super important part of my life, because I just enjoyed it so much. I just donated one day. And then I got a link and it said to join. I was like, huh? So I joined and I was like, ooh, honestly, I think it's one of the for me, most important things going on is the mixed nuts class. So all of that all together, kind of changed my life. So sort of become, sometimes I don't want to talk about it because it's almost too good to be true. I think as long as you keep working hard and replanting the seed, Obama said, learn how to get things done and just do that for anybody. And I think you'll be good to go. Yeah. That's my sales pitch for helping people.
Yeah.
Helping moms.
Wow.
And dads. I did take care of my dad when he died as well. So, yeah.
So you don't have any struggle in that time? You
I
just
had a
focus on
colonoscopy today.
This is not a struggle. 'cause
No,
you're-
total.
You're out cold.
Total struggle. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Yeah. But I think it's this, I have this weird thing that somehow I just keep going. You know, like there's this seed of like not giving up no matter how. I grew up an athlete. So I just have this seed of not giving up, I think. And I've gotten close many times, but I'm just like a tiger. I just can't. I'm very stubborn. And I like winning. You know, I mean, like I kind of like the Geshe talked about it. I'll talk to anybody. I think I enjoy helping people and talking to people and serving people and Dharma friends. I mean, I can go, this could be a long talk, so I don't want to take up all your time. Yeah. We can talk about it another time for sure. Happy to. Anytime you want to do a talk. Maybe we'll do a
Okay.
class. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah.
看一下市场，你的问题有问题吗？
I can unpin, right?
No. All right. If anyone don't have any problem, 市场 OK。
感恩老师给机会，谢谢。我的问题是，
Thank
前
you
面
for giving me the chance. So just now, I have some insights from the sharing that you all shared just now. So surrender to taking care of our parents, I think it's really important. So my question is, if a Buddha can emanate into so many different forms in our life, for example, the screen in front of us is also an animation of the Buddha. So if everything is an animation of the Buddha, then except for me, everyone else is the animation of the Buddha. Then, am I also the animation of the Buddha? Can I see myself as also an animation of the Buddha?
每个人可以，你可以这样去想，如果一切事情都是佛陀的化身，那当你看到不好的事情出现在你面前的时候，
So you can see everyone as an emanation of the Buddha. So maybe in the later level, DCIG level 10, there will be a live tool called the help, like anger helpers. So you can see everybody as someone who is coming to help you as an emanation of the Buddha to come to help you. So you can practice and to reach your goal. But if you still see yourself will be getting like sick, or you can see yourself sick, so it can remind you that everyone around you and all these circumstances are actually helping you to moving forward until you become a Buddha. So I have found that you are quite interested in this topic. So if you can see everything that you encounter in your life, including your own mind, your own thoughts, and if you can see them as like a secret angels who is coming to help you, then this kind of way of thinking can help you become the Buddha. But if you see yourself being sick, then it means that we haven't reached that state of mind yet as a Buddha. Because for a Buddha, he is so willing to emanate and then to in like past, present, and future, and to help so many different beings. So if we haven't reached these states, means we still have some work to work on.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Geshe, and thank you, Rob.
It's time for Mr. Juan Hasso. Thanks for the answer, Gibson. That was good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Gibson. Nice class, Gibson.
I don't want to. No.
You there, Hasso?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
here.
We're ready
Whatever.
for you, whatever you
Yeah.
are.
No, I'm even have my yeah, cool.
Aha.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. And I'm so happy to see you are in San Diego. It really looks like a fun place to be.
There's the ocean right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking if I can to go to San Pancho soon, I may be joining you in spirit.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for this talk. I really enjoy it and it moved me a lot. I think there is a lot to learn from this story of Ngulchun Dharmabhadra, how not having much time, he managed to go through and learn to write and read so much. It's really inspiring. Also, the fact that the teacher sent him by himself, I think it's something to think about. At some point, we need to take full responsibility, but Geshe-la, please stay. Because of that, I want to do two things. Number one, just to celebrate a birthday of one dear friend that happened just last Saturday. We had Daniel Garcia's birthday just last Saturday. And I think it's a good time just to send you best wishes, Daniel. Thank you so much for all your help and sending best everything for this upcoming year. So just to remind, his birthday that passed this Saturday, but today we are celebrating that and sending best regards as well. And we had great luck that Rob Haggerty agreed to find us a spot with Geshe Michael now that you are in San Diego. So they are going to be sharing a little bit of how's going over there. So if Tech Table can help us pinning or spotlighting Rob and Geshe over there, it will be a great honor to have you here with us today. Rob.
Can you hear me, us?
Very well.
Geshe said Rob and Nick.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do it then. So how's going? Can you tell us a little bit of how's the surfing scene there? How are the doctors?
It's terrible. It's such a terrible place to be.
Don't come here and
Yeah.
definitely don't try to surf here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going next year for sure now.
You guys should walk.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. We're going to give you a little. Geshe wants us to show you the ocean.
Whoa.
This hotel it's pretty special if you like coming on a surf trip.
It's been amazing. I mean, well, we're here for two things. One is we all had a couple of doctor's appointments, actually. So Geshe has been really making sure to take care of his health. And surprisingly, I was here last time to assist, and he was getting like a colonoscopy. And then Viraga is getting one, then I'm getting one, and now Tim's getting one.
I'm still just 44, so my insurance won't cover it for another few months.
So it's a colonoscopy party over there.
It is, and I think the most important part is really starting to look out for each other's health. Hold on, it's gonna get ready. That's the view.
Wonderful.
I know, it's terrible, right?
Yeah.
It's a little washed out and windy, so you don't see any surfers out there right now.
So wonderful.
Yeah.
I was planning to go last time, but I got sick. I couldn't make it.
We could just do the rest from here, I guess.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Not drop the computer.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, what do you want to know?
I want to know, what are we celebrating today? Regards the 1000. Yeah.
Well, today is a huge day because Geshe, first of all, many of you don't know this, but Geshe Michael's been working on this book, Illumination of the True Thought, for over 10 years. And many teachers have tried to translate this and nobody has yet been successful. And I've spoken to other monks and like lamas from Sarah J, and nobody's been able to get through it. And Geshe Michael's potentially the only person in the world who can do it justice. And reaching page 1000 of the English, that's a huge milestone. It means it's going to happen. And we're going to have this whole incredible commentary in our hands soon. And, you know, and that's just amazing because he's the only one who could do it, and he's making it happen. Among many other things that he's the only one.
Everyone is empowered to go celebrate in some small way, wherever they are, that milestone today. Oh, there we go.
Boom.
There we
Now-
go.
now we can celebrate. So after the next
Yeah.
class, tacos or something.
Wonderful. So thank you so much for giving us some time to catch up what's happening in San Diego. I bet you're having a great time. And it's also nice to know that you are all taking care of your health. We hope you're still with us many, 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 many years more, infinite. And we can keep having fun learning and doing good things, keep increasing our wisdom, our love. So thank you so much for being around, and thank you so much for taking care of Geshe as well.
Thank you,
Cool.
Juan, for being awesome.
I'm trying.
Great.
Okay, so we're gonna go to our next segment, next and final segment. Because we do want to preserve this ancient wisdom, as you know, we had an event in Mexico City, which is the just last event Geshe was talking about. Yay. Okay, yes, we were in Mexico City, and I'm gonna let you know what happened. What happened is, first day, we had the translation class with Tim Lowenhop, and there, Geshe came to the stage, and in the stage, we have a picture of the stage. He was talking about the Good Night Book Club. He was talking to this Hispanic audience about it, and it has a great, great response in the audience. Many people signed up for it. And just like a few days ago, we were talking, actually yesterday, yeah, I was talking with Lindsay and Sunam as well. And we were talking about this Good Night Book Club and how's going and what challenges there has been. And because of that, we want to welcome Lindsay and Sunam because we're gonna talk about it with you. So can you help me to spot Lindsay and Sunam, please? The tech table.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Gladly. Good.
Good.
Yeah, thank God.
Thanks for having us. So yeah, so it's actually been 9 months since we launched the book club. And first off, thank you to everybody who's been a part of it, has signed up and been doing this practice. We have over 250 people who are signed up monthly, and many more people who have contributed once or twice or 3 times, something like that. And at this point, we're covering about 30% of Diamond Cutter Classics' annual budget through this. And so it's really huge from that perspective, and we really appreciate everybody's support.
So yesterday we were talking about a little bit of how it has been for us, our experience on, I guess in a way, our personal practice, together with the effects that this wonderful practice can have in us. And to me, it was like a big eye-opening that this is actually a practice. It's not only a project, but it's actually a practice. Like some people practice meditation, some people practice asana, some people have the practice of following their book, but this is another practice. And Sunam, you were telling us how it has been for you, which was so inspiring for me to hear that you've been doing it and you've been seeing results. Can you share a little bit about that with us?
Yeah, so I talked to Lindsay that for me, it's not a good night book club. For me, it's a good morning book club. because you know, I get up first thing in the morning, yep, phone up, and then reading, I don't know, hundreds of emails, chats, and it really it sucks me completely in. And I don't do my morning practice. So I thought I use this beautiful bag. It's very luxurious, by the way, to make me not reading my phone in the morning. So when I go to bed, I put it away, and then I really enter the more or less 1.5 or 2 more hours after I get up in the morning, so that I cannot get sucked into this phone and feeds and responding. And then I sit with my cup of coffee, and to be honest, then I'm so bored that I get on the cushion and meditate. So for me, it's a good morning practice. And I hope also that my coworkers enjoy not getting emails from me at 5:30 in the morning. So it's really incredible how it helps me to practice in the morning, not getting distracted, having the time and the luxury to practice without any ding and bing and, oh, I need to read 150 emails. So for me, it's a good morning practice. I don't know what we talked about it. You have a little bit of different experience. Maybe you want to share your version of it.
It's true. It's true. And I was so surprised to meet with you yesterday, because just before I met with you, I was thinking and realizing this without knowing, no plan, really. It just happened in the sense of I wake up, I go immediately to my cell phone. I got sucked in exactly as you described. And then luckily, I managed to put it aside and go to meditate. Thank God, finally, you know, like big achievement. I go to my cushion. And then I realized how my mind was already too stimulated. It was already too much craziness, because I already spent like 30 minutes on social media, emails, messages, text. And in my meditation, I try to think why my mind is like this. And honestly, the very first thing to blame was the social media. Then it was so wonderful to talk to you exactly about that. It's almost like you were like, I say, angels in disguise coming to rescue me exactly for that. So for me, the challenge is that it's also in the morning, because I go directly to my phone, and then it's not necessarily that I don't meditate, but even if I meditate, it's already too late, because my mind is so agitated by now. So it really inspired me to get a little more serious and really give it a try. For real, like it's a practice, and you help me think about it. It's a practice, and I want to start practicing it.
Yeah,
Lindsay,
no,
what's your personal experience?
yeah, I echo everything you guys are saying, that this really is about going to sleep in a certain way, like reading ancient wisdom, getting a full night's sleep so that you can wake up and have just a very effective day. And a huge part of that is starting your day meditating. And actually, Rob was talking about it before, and I'm very fortunate in that Rob is my teacher, and I study directly with him. And one of the first things that really inspired me when I first met him was his morning routine. Like he was saying, he wakes up every day, showers, meditates, does yoga, goes to a cafe, is very nice to everybody at the cafe, does his 6 times book, and then takes out his phone and then goes to work. And he's done that for 30 years. And when I learned that he did that, I was like, I want to do that every day for the rest of my life. And it's been 3 years for me so far that I have done that. I've done this morning practice. And it's completely changed my life. And the evening part has been new for me, of making sure I read something before bed and get that full 8 hours. And that's only been like amplifying it. And so this really is this full night. And morning practice. And I really, really encourage you guys to try it. And we also want to, hear more stories of people who have been trying it and to see how it's impacted your life. So, yeah.
And speaking of that, we have a very cool video of one of the best practitioners on this practice. It was very difficult to get this video because we had to really, get into the headquarters, but we have a special video for you we want to share with you. If Tech Table could help us sharing, thank you so much.
Here's the proof. He's got proof now.
What do you have in your hand?
I have a phone, a computer, a charger, and a remote.
And a hotel room TV remote.
This is real, guys.
Outlaw, 3 joules.
If you know tech well, you can get the TV to work without the remote.
Here, ancient wisdom tips.
Secret.
Survival.
See you at 6, Rob.
Yep, I'll see you.
Thank you, Geshe.
Sweet dreams.
Happy birthday.
Goodbye, phone. Goodbye.
He's like, I'll take a little longer. I was like, no, not happening.
Can you show what time is it, just to show that?
Well, no. Well, normally
normally
we do it 10, but we did a celebration for Geshe-la's special
birthday
anniversary of his direct perception of emptiness. So we gave him 1 extra hour to dinner, but computer's ours.
Good job.
So there you go. It's real. Rob Haggerty Jr. every night goes there, takes the electronics away, and he delivers them next morning. I think we should really give it a try. Geshe says it's like a secret weapon to have against this suffering life. I better start trying. And yes, as you were saying, Lindsay, we want to encourage people to try and also share with us, and with everyone how it's going for you. For those who are actually practicing, we want to show a QR code. So you send us like a 1-2 minute video telling us if you have seen any improvement really in this practice. We have, yes, a picture. Not that one is it. So if you're actually practicing, if you're doing this practice of putting away your electronics at some point at night, giving yourself time to rest, even better if you get yourself time to get some good wisdom before you go to sleep, please share with us. We will be so glad to have you and to share these inspiring testimonials with other people. I think they're going to inspire us as well to keep trying and see how benefits you've been checking. In my hand, that will be. Do you want to add anything, Lindsay?
No, just people are asking for the link to this QR code and I'll put it in the chat right now. Thank you.
What about you, Sunam? Do you want to add anything?
Use it as good morning club, as good night club, or maybe for you it's good lunch club. Lunch is also a good time not to look at your phone and maybe do your book.
Okay, thank you so much and see you next time.